Hello and welcome, my name's Candice. Today I have an intermediate class which is great for building strength and flexibility in the hips and the hamstrings. That's going to be our main focus today, but it will be more of a full body flow as well. There's going to be a little bit of everything with a focus on hips and hammies. So I hope you enjoy, modify in any way that you need to. Anything that doesn't suit your body, skip it, do something else, or just wait for the next posture to arise. So we're going to start off in a reclined position on our backs today. Just hug your knees up towards your armpits. And we're going to find some circles, drawing the knees in towards each other and pulling them apart. Hug your belly button back, and we're going to engage our Ujjayi breath, that deep sea breeze sound at the back of the throat. Nice deep inhales and exhales in and out of the nose throughout the class today if you can. Now just push your knees open, just guide them open with your hands, flex and point the toes, hug your belly button back. And then let's take our circles in the opposite direction. So coming in towards the body and then drawing them out. We want to keep our spine nice and flat against the ground. Even that lower part of your spine, see if you can press it into the floor. And then open the knees and press them apart once again. Draw your shoulders down towards the ground and let's point and flex the toes. You can close your eyes off here and just enjoy finding a connection with your breath and with your body. And then let's draw the legs together. Extend your left leg and raise the right to the sky. Take your hands to your belly and see how close towards your body you can get this leg. Now take your hands behind your hamstring, bend your leg, drawing it towards your chest, and we're going to point and flex the toes. Count 10 as we point and flex together. We're doing some nerve glides just to get into the hamstrings before we go into a deep stretch. And rest the leg. Raise it again, point and flex. You're going to keep this leg nice and bent for this part. And rest. We're going to take one more, pointing and flexing. And release. Take your hands away, place them on your waist and extend that leg. Squeeze this opposite leg down towards the ground. Hold it there for a couple of deep breaths, strengthening through the hip flexors, as well as just finding that range of motion, of mobility without the added tension. Now take a grip behind your leg and just draw it towards your body, giving yourself a little stretch here. You can point and flex the toes once again. And release that foot down. Let's take the opposite leg up, hands to your belly. Try not to pull onto that leg, find your range of motion here. And then we're going to take a grip behind the thigh, bend the leg and point and flex the toes once again. Count about 10 before we rest. And rest. Another 10, point and flex. And rest. Once again, point and flex. Now straighten that leg. See if your range of motion is a little deeper now that we've done some nerve glides. Then we could take our hands and pull the leg a little further towards us. You can point and flex once again. And release. Take a nice big stretch and slowly roll yourself up into a seat. Coming into our staff pose, we're going to hug our knees up towards our thighs and sit up nice and tall. Lift your heels off the ground, feeling that engagement in the muscles. Let's take our hands, interlace them and find some circles of the wrists whilst we sit in our staff pose. If staff is not comfortable for you, find a position that is, and just join us for our wrist rotations, and then rotate in the opposite direction. Let's pull one hand down and the other up, finding a stretch into the hands. Keeping the breath nice and deep. And release, take it to the other side. Release your hands, give them a little shake. Come on forwards, taking a hamstring stretch. Rest your head down if that feels good. Release. We're going to make our way back onto our spines, finding your way into a bridge pose. Raise your hips and keep your arms bent with your hands placed onto your hip bones, because we don't want our hips to move at all in our next strengthening exercise. Keeping the knees in line with the hips, we're going to walk the feet away from our body, just as far as you can get them. And then walk them back. We're going to do this 10 times. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Keep your hips raised just as they are, squeezing the glutes, hugging the core back. And we're going to slowly roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. And then inhale, rise. Squeezing the glutes. Exhale, down. One more time, inhale, rise. Hug your belly button back. We're going to walk those feet away from us, taking it a step further. Hands stay on the hips. We're going to raise one leg off the ground, keep it bent, and we're going to lower down towards the ground, but just about hover, and then raise back towards your hands. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Plant that left foot down on the ground, extend the legs, keep your hips raised, and raise the right this time. Lower down, 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more, 5. Plant that right leg down, lift the left, 5 on the opposite side again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take it back to the left. You may start to feel that burn quite intensely now. You've got this. We've only got one more round. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take it to the other side. One more round. You've got this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Opposite side, this is your very last. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Plant both your feet down, come into a bridge, squeeze your glutes, and roll down. Hug your knees up towards your armpits. Maybe even find a rock from side to side. Release out the mouth. Take this into a happy baby. Draw the knees down towards the ground. Keep your tailbone low. Take a grip of the outside edges of your legs and roll into your boat pose. And roll back. Back to boat. You can let go and roll back. Continue this a couple more times. Last time. On this time, open your legs and come into a yogi squat. So we're taking our elbows to the outside edges of our knees, toes face out, sink as low as you can go. Breathe nice and deep. Release the knees and just use the power of your knees to keep your legs open. I'm going to face you for this next thing that we're going to do. So keeping the legs open, just using the power of your hip flexors. We're going to start to find some motion and strength. Take your right knee down to the ground and raise. Left knee, raise. Let's take 5 each side. That was 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Back into your yogi squat. Release out the mouth, take a breather. I'm going to face the top of my mat once again. Sit back, come into your boat pose and roll back. Coming back to boat, taking 3 of these. Roll back and boat. 1 more and boat. Coming into our yogi squat. Just finding your way from boat to yogi squat is very good for mobility, so well done. If you didn't manage, that's okay. Maybe with time and practice, you'll get there. Spine nice and long. We're going to do those knee dips one last time. Hug your belly button back. Release the legs so that you're using the strength of your hip flexors to hold you into your yogi squat. Let's go. Right side down and lift. Left down and lift. Let's take 3 on each side. That was 1. 2. 3. Rest in your yogi squat. Your legs may be burning. Plant your hands down, send your hips to the sky, point your toes inwards, heels out, exhale, fold. Interlace your hands behind your spine if that feels good and allow them to fall up and over your head. You can always rotate them so your palms face away, getting a little deeper into the shoulder stretch. You can stay here or join me for a twist. Release your hands. One arm to the left leg, right arm raises, look up, twist. You can always find an interlace into the right thigh. Release, twist to the opposite side. And release. Walk your hands towards your your left foot and take a stretch into the hamstring. Draw your nose towards your shin. And then walk your hands to the right. Draw your nose to your shin. Release, plant your hands and heel toe your feet together. Big toes touch, heels apart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, look forwards. And fold. Inhale, lift. And fold. Taking it into our chair pose, hands raised to the sky. From our chair, come up off of the left foot and plant it behind the right calf. Finding that stability, strengthening through that right hamstring. And extend into warrior three. Coming back down, knee to the back of the right leg. Extend warrior three. One more, come on down. And extend, step back, high lunge. Inhale the hand to the sky, take a Kali Mudra. Your pointer fingers face the sky. Interlace the rest of the fingers. And frame the front foot. We're going to bend the back leg and start to heel toe the front toes forward. Send the hips forward and continue to heel toe the front legs, the front toes forward. So you're almost in a very extended runner's lunge with the back knee bent. Start to straighten the back knee, squeeze the glute, and just hang out here for 3 breaths. Plant your hands. And then place that back knee down on the ground. For an extended low lunge, you can see that these front toes are very far forward. Sending the hips lower down, stretching into the hip flexors of the back leg. And now straighten the front leg for our half split pose. Take your hands alongside your body to make it an active half split. If you keep falling out of it and your balance is off, that's okay. Hug your belly button back, look at something that's not moving. Plant your hands, come on forwards, runner's lunge, step back, plank. And find a rock in your plank, forwards and back. Taking a chaturanga, up dog. Meet me in downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths. Look between the hands and jump into your yogi squat. Rest for a moment, taking a couple of deep breaths here, pressing your knees apart. Spine nice and long. Taking those knee dips, let's release the hands. First of all, just use your strength to keep your legs open. And we're going to dip the right leg down, extend, dip the left leg down, and raise. 2 more times. One more. And down. Back into your rested yogi squat. Use your elbows to press your knees apart. Plant your hands, finding a wide-legged forward fold. Interlace your hands behind your spine and allow them to fall over your head. Press your palms away from you if you want to go deeper. Plant your hands down and heel toe your feet towards each other. Big toes touch. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. One more inhale, lift and fold. Let's start to bend into our chair pose, arms raise. Hug your belly button back. Come up off of that right leg. You can keep it squeezed next to the left knee or take it behind to the calf. Extend, coming into warrior 3. And bend, knee to the back of the leg. Extend. And then down. Your last extension, and then we're going to slowly step back. High lunge. Taking a Kali Mudra, interlace the fingertips with your pointer fingers facing the sky. Let's frame the front foot, and we're going to bend into the back knee. Start to heel toe your front feet forward, slip them forwards as far as they can go. And then extend the back leg, straighten it, hug your belly button back, plant your hands down. And then slowly lower that knee down into your low lunge with that front foot very far forwards. Slowly start to straighten the front leg into your half split pose. Keep the back toes tucked. And take your arms alongside your body for an active half split. Ardha Hanumanasana. Hug your belly button back. Plant your hands down, come on forwards into your runner's lunge. We're going to step back to plank. Find your rock forwards and back. Let's take a vinyasa. Chaturanga, back bend, and downward facing dog. Three deep breaths to reset here. You can always take any other resting pose you would like, maybe even a child's pose. Look between your hands, jump forwards into your yogi squat. Use your hands to press them forwards. This is our very last hip strengthening pose that we're going to do. So you've got this. Let's do this 5 times this time. So we're going to let go of the knees, use the strength of your legs to keep them open. Lowering that right leg down and raise. Left leg and raise. We're going to do 4 more. Follow your breath. I'm on 3. That's 4. Take your last one. And back into your yogi squat with your elbows pressing your knees apart. Let's lower our hips down, coming into our boat pose, and roll back, finding your plow. Go nice and slow. Follow your breath. Keep your spine nice and long, hug your core back. Keep your neck still. And slowly release, come back into your boat. Roll back, plow pose. Coming back into your boat once again. Drop your feet down, coming into your butterfly pose. Find any movement that feels good. Maybe you want to come all the way down to your forehead and rest, or you can find some circles from knee to knee. Slowly, slowly come on up. We're going to come into a straddle sit. Open your legs out wide, finding a side body stretch over towards the right. If this is inaccessible, take any pose you prefer. Release, take it to the other side. You can always do this pose seated with your legs crossed, just taking a side body stretch. There's no need to go as far as this. Come back to center. Start to come on forwards onto your forearms. You can always bring your forehead down to the ground. And slowly come on up. Hug your knees towards your body. Just give them a squeeze. From here, we're going to roll onto our spines and come back into a plow. Slowly, slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, come out of your plow pose. We're going to wrap our legs round each other once or twice and take a reclined spinal twist. Find your way there. Try to draw both your shoulder blades down towards the ground. Slowly come back to center, sending it over towards the other side. Very slowly come out of this and find your way into your Shavasana, final resting pose. Close your eyes, come back to a natural breath. Try to stay in this moment and don't skip Shavasana. Remember that the whole practice is leading to this moment where we become one with the present, letting go of past and future, completely accepting the here and the now, resting and sinking into the mat. I'll find a moment, maybe a couple of minutes of total silence here with you. And you can stay here as long as you like, continuing to meditate until our next practice. I'll say goodbye.